Hi, good morning, students. The remaining part of this, his first flight. Now you see, he stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their head sunk into their necks. His father was pinning the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Ga 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 ga, he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Ga call her, she screamed back derisively, but he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish, and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. With a loud scream, he fell outward and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Ga 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 Korha, his mother, swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve and shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea, his legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise. Exhausted by the strange exercise, his feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no farther. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. He had made his first flight. Thus, this is the lesson of his first flight, how he learned to fly in the sky. It means a bird can also feel afraid. A bird can also feel afraid initially while soaring or while flying in the sky. But its brothers, sister, parents, mother, father, they gave it a training how to fly. They made him dare to fly. That is the thing. Okay, students, now you see this is the English workshop. You have to do the English workshop on your own. Read the text once, twice, thrice, and solve all those things which are in the English workshop. Now, the most important thing here is language study. Now, you see the language study. There are words that have the same pronunciation but differ in spelling. They are called homophones. The idea is given very clearly. Pronunciation is same but different in spelling is called homophones. For example, fair, fair, no, no. आता दोन्हींचा pronunciation सेम आहे, परंतु spelling is different, meaning is different, and that's why such type of words having the same pronunciation but different in spelling is called homophones. Sometimes the words have the same spelling and pronunciation but can have different meaning in different situations. They are called homographs. Now you see the difference is given very clear. Having the same spelling and same pronunciation but different meaning is called homographs. For example, watch. Watch means observe. Watch means observe. He kept watch on his guard. That is, watch is here observe. But once again, watch, portable timepiece, wall watch, wrist watch. Spelling is same, pronunciation is same, but when we use it regard to anything, it changes its meaning. That's why it is called homographs. Homophone, homographs. Homographs means same pronunciation, same spelling, but differ in meaning. And homophones, pronunciation is same, differ in meaning. That is homophone. Now, learn it by heartly. Now, you see, fair, not very good, not very bad. Fair means Fair. It's not fair, we say. And here, fair, an exhibition and sale of items. That is also fair. We call jatra. And once again, you see the fair of complexion, skin tone, fair complexion. We say skin in the related to skin. Note, homophones and homographs are together known as homonyms. When homophones, homographs are together is called homonyms. Now give the homophones of the following. Blue, bear, beat, to, sun. These are the words, homophones. It means having the same pronunciation but different in meaning. You have to write down. Now you find from the lesson the homophones of the following. Now you see, pick the homophones of the text. C, S-E-E-C. The homophone of C is find out from the text. Spelling may be different, but the pronunciation should be same. That is called homophones. Example, how to underlined homographs differ in meaning. He saw his two brothers. He saw, S-I-W, saw. The woodcutter cut the weakened branch with his sharp saw. Here is saw, S-I-W, saw. Meaning is different, though the spelling and pronunciation is same. Meaning is different, is called homograph. The bird injured his wings. He lives in the sea wing of the building. He lives in the sea wing of the building. Wing is here, the feathers are also called wing. Bird's wing. Bird's wings. But here he lives in the sea wing. Students, you know, in big cities there are many story buildings, third, fifth, 9th, 12th, 16th floor building, and even in that apartment there are wings, A wing, B wing, C wing, D wing, such C wing. The aeroplane will land at 9 p.m. sharp. Land. He owns 10 acres of land. The head of the institution was on leave. He bent his head down with chin. Now you see, read the following sentences carefully, underline the verbs, and find out the tense in the sentence. The sun was now ascending the sky. The sun was now ascending the sky. Know the tense. Still they took no notice of him. She is standing on a little high plate on the plateau. High on the plateau. Is standing. You see the tense. He leaned out eagerly. He just felt dizzy. Now you see adverbs. An adverb is a word that tells us something more about a verb and adjective or another adverb. That is, about a word, he runs fast. He runs fast. How he runs? Fast. About a verb, that is adverb. The girl sang sweetly. Suddenly, the baby started crying. About an adjective, you see, this chain is very sturdy. What is sturdy? Chain. That is, very is an adjective. The tea is too hot. The tea is too hot. What is hot? Tea. About another adverb, you should run very fast. You should run very fast. How? Very fast. That is adverb for another adverb. Very. About a phrase or sentence, unfortunately, your answer is incorrect. Adverbs give us information about place. For example, go there, come in. Time, for example, it will do my homework tomorrow. Sorry, I will do my homework tomorrow. I need a pencil now. Now, these are the now, tomorrow, these are the adverbs of time. Therein, these are the adverbs of place. Such you have to study those things. Now you see, manners are the something is done. For an example, read slowly, write well. This is the adverb of manner. Degree, for example, the writer is too cold. Sorry, the water is too cold. Too cold water. Too cold. Too is degree. How much cold the water is? Too cold. Many adverbs end with ly, such as slowly, actually, surprisingly, etc. Like adjectives, adverbs can be also be used in comparative and superlative degree forms. Example: he spoke most impressively. Most impressively. They danced more gracefully. Students, you see here the passive. Many actions involve two people, things, one that performs the action and one that is affected by the action. That is the passive, affected by the action. Example, you see, Sonali ate the mango. Here the action of eating involves Sonali, who eats, and the mango which gets eaten. Sonali is the subject and mango is the object of the verb eat. When you want to talk about who performs the action, the doer of the action is the subject. Sometimes you want focus on the object, the thing affected by the action. Then you make it the subject of the sentence. Example: the mango was eaten. You may or may not mention the doer. Here, Sonali or the person who ate it. This is the passive construction or passive voice. In this type of construction, the things affected by the verb is the subject of the sentence. The verb is in the passive form, be plus past participle, and the doer of the action may or may not be mentioned. In the following examples of the passive voice, the doer of action is not mentioned. Example: the plants are burnt. A cup of tea is offered to any guest. Many anecdotes related to Mark Twain are told. If we wish to mention the doer in passive sentence, we mention it by adding by before it. Example: this pen was given to me by my aunt. Note that only transitive verbs can be used in the passive voice. Transitive verbs. This is the end of this text. You read many times and know it very well. Have a great day.